Today we're going to look at the Zodiac Medline 7.5. This is one of the most versatile boats the Zodiac makes. You can use it on the lake, you can use it on the ocean. It's got a luxury interior, it's got plenty of horsepower. It is a fast, fun boat. So let's take a look. Looking on the outside, these do come, it's an additional option, but you can get these bow rails. They come standard with these hand grab rails. So it's very easy to be secure in the boat from almost wherever you are. This is, of course, a giant tube that they have on here that really keeps you stable, especially if you're on the ocean or if you're in a lake with a lot of chop and a lot of swell. This keeps the boat riding smoothly. That's really the beauty of having these big inflatable tubes. Of course, in all these boats, you have a rigid hull. That's why they call it a rigid hull inflatable. So it is a fiberglass boat with an inflatable collar. Truly one of the best designs out there in terms of something that will stay stable, be safe, and be seaworthy out there on the open ocean. It's a military designed style of vessel that, you know, over time has been modified into recreational use, which is where you'll see such a great luxury interior on this boat. So here at the stern of the boat, you have this heavy duty stainless steel tow post. It's designed, of course, if you're on the lake, you can go wakeboarding or even in the ocean. Pull the kids in tubes, you can have a lot of fun. That is for water sports. You can also use it if you're out in the ocean or near some islands or some keys and another boat's in distress. You have that tow post right there ready to go. So as you can see, you have very large cleats. You also have a navigation light here on the back. That's your navigation or your anchor steaming light. This is removable, so during the day you can remove it and it's out of the way if you're coming and playing on the swim step or moving around the boat. It just keeps it out of the way. All these boats come equipped with a bow step if you need to go on and off a dock, but more importantly, this is for the anchor and the anchor roller right here. So you can hook up an anchor, have a good lunch hook. So these Medline 7.5s, they have swimming and dive platforms on either side of the outboard motor. Of course, they all come equipped standard with a dive ladder. This is a very sturdy and heavy duty stainless steel ladder, absolutely capable of handling a guy like myself who's about 220 pounds with a heavy dive tank on the back. No problem, and it can handle more weight than that. Max horsepower on this boat is 300 horsepower, which this one in particular, we have that 300 horsepower on there. That'll get you going up to, on a good day, up to around 60 miles per hour. Easily in most conditions, you'll hit 50 or be in the 50s. Has a cruising speed of around 30 to 35 miles per hour. And with an 80-gallon fuel tank, that'll get you around 300 miles of range at the cruising speed. Even at top speed, you probably still have about 200 miles of range. So it is a fast boat that is capable of taking on some distance. So here in the aft section of the boat, you have a seating area, easily seatable around the table for probably 4 to 6 people. There is a chair right here next to me that folds up and down. I'll show you guys that, but everything here, it folds up so that you can fit another person here. This table has a couple uses. One, you could remove it completely and just have an open seating area here with no table. Two, you can have it as it is now. Have a nice picnic. The other possibility is you can set this cushion on here, which just goes on with these elastic straps. And then this table goes down into a lower position to make this entire thing a sunbed or a tanning bed. So if you want to take a nap or just lay out in the sun, this is one spot you can do it, one of 2 on the boat. So if you're getting on or off the boat, or you want to do some swimming or doing water sports, this transforms. This seat just pops right down like that. This pops over like this, putting that nice step there. And this goes and pops out. So now you have a nice step up area right to the swimming platform. And of course, this and the whole boat have EVA foam decking, which is nice and grippy, even if it's wet. and easy to clean and comfortable on bare feet. And you're back to lounging. All right, so here at the Helm station, we sit up high. I can see everything. It's very comfortable. Right here we have foot rails to rest your feet on. Of course, these seats fold up to create a leaning bolster, which is a nice comfortable position, especially if you're on the waves and you're moving around and going fast at speeds of 40, 50 miles per hour. You're gonna be wanting to have your knees as a brace as you're going over those waves. Now these boats can come equipped with Mercury or Yamahas. We typically put Yamahas on our boats. We love them. We typically put this CL5 display, which is a touchscreen display, on standard. And then our service department, if you buy a boat through us, we can add in a Garmin unit or any other chart plotter fish finder unit. That's probably the most common. We can of course add a stereo with flush mounted speakers, but there's plenty of room here to fit chart plotter, stereo, VHF radio. The boat does come standard with a couple charging ports, so it has a USB charger and a 12-volt DC charging port. And then of course, on this one, we have the new Helm Master EX Binnacle, C-Star hydraulic steering, all of the top line best stuff available. Up here in the bow, you have a lot of storage compartment space, but of course you have these huge cushions for, of course, if you have a lot of people on the boat, they can sit like this, grab a hold of the railings. You have a small jump seat there, and there is a cushion that can go between these as an optional cushion and create this into even a longer sunbed. Now I'm about 6'1", and I got plenty of room. It's nice. So underneath this sunbed, we have two storage compartments. One is designed most specifically for an anchor, other additional line or whatever you need, but it's huge, so you could fit a lot of rod and chain in there if you need to. Underneath this large cushion is a large storage compartment. You can fit a lot of things in here. It's got pneumatic arms, so you don't have to hold on to it as you're putting things in and out. It is fully fiberglass and gel coated on the inside with textured gel coat for grip. Things won't slide around as much, and it's just a nice place to put things. So right here next to the captain's seat, you have USB. You again have USB chargers and a 12-volt charger right there, which is just nice to have, so any of your guests back here have easy access to a charging port, and of course you do as well. And you can put a phone right in there and have pretty good protected access where it's not going to fall out. This piece right here will stay tight in any configuration, so if you have a slightly larger phone, you can open it up a little bit like that, and it'll still keep it pretty safe for you. Of course, you have a cup holder. Very important. So we talked a bit about the optional sun deck cushions. You might be wondering, where do you store these? This entire console goes up with pneumatic arms, and right here, that is the bow additional sun deck cushion that we talked about that folds in and completes it. Of course, right there you have a freshwater tank as well, and lots of additional storage space, but you can fit that cushion in there and the cushion for the aft sun deck all right here. And so it's sight unseen until you're ready to use it. So a couple other things worth mentioning on the boat. There are lots of cup holders actually built throughout it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cup holders on here. You have some additional storage compartments. Right here under the steering wheel is actually quite a large, somewhat of a glove compartment. Good to keep your documents, fire extinguisher, any of that right next to you. And then right here, you can do an optional refrigerator, which some people choose to do, and keep your drinks cold. In here is this whole area is storage accessed in there, so you can fit a ton of life vests, things like that, just the odds and ends that stack up on a boat that you want to keep out of the way of your feet. Underneath the seats is another very cool feature. This lifts up again with a pneumatic arm, and you have a sink. So there's a freshwater tank on board, there's a sink. You can put a cutting board here if you want to clean a fish or anything like that, or just want to wash your hands before a meal. This is the place to do it. It's always nice to have a sink on the boat and just have a place with some running water just in case something happens and you happen to need it. The fuel fill on this boat is on the port side right here. It is an 80-gallon fuel tank. It's easily accessed if you pull into a gas station or at the dock. One of the great features of this boat, and I would say a customer favorite, is the style. A lot of that is found right here with the roll bar, and of course this large bimini top that is extremely heavy duty. Easy to access, it's easy to fold up and down. You have these sliding brackets right here to make it easy, and both of these, when you fold it in, they do have a cover that just zips right over the top. Keeps it nice and tight if you want, or on a sunny day, let it out and get some shade. So this boat, total weight with the motor, with about half tank of fuel, is about 4,000 pounds. So that's 40 gallons of fuel. If you do a full tank, it's probably 4,250. Pair that with a trailer that's around 800 pounds, and you could tow this with most vehicles that even have a tow rating up to 5,000 pounds. Easily with any vehicle with 6,000 pounds or above. So that's a light duty truck. A lot of SUVs can tow that much, but it just opens up the world to having a 25-foot boat that is ocean capable, but also like a full wakeboarding ski boat if you'd like on the lake. And you can tow it. It tows really easy. It's very forgiving. If you wanted, you can even deflate the tubes, tie them in together, and you've just taken the width of the boat down by about 2 feet. If I was doing a long distance journey, say from the West Coast to the East Coast, I would probably do that just to save myself a little bit of highway exposure. And you have an option of this boat to do that, which is great. All right, so we've just looked at the Zodiac Medline 7.5. That's one of the most versatile boats in our inventory. If you have any further questions, if there was something I didn't elaborate on enough, just call boat specialists and we'll help you out.